One of the cool things about Calvin and like I said, his sort of jazz shaman attitude about things, I would ask him things like, "Hey, aren't you pissed off that Elvis, stole your act and did it on the Ed Sullivan Show and did all?" I'm trying to provoke him, and he's like, "Oh no, we weren't concerned about that because my brother and I, we were headed for the jazz mountaintop." And so
Mm.
that just meant that he had a completely
Mm.
different idea about where his career was going. He didn't care about rock and roll. It wasn't meaningful to him. It wasn't what he wanted to do with his life. He wanted to be a jazz artist. And to Calvin and his brother, they wanted to get to New York City, which was it at that time, and they did, and debuted there. I think right probably within a few months of Elvis's television debut when he really broke through big. And those two passive, Phineas and Elvis, followed pretty closely together after that. They were both signed to RCA Records around the same time. Both released music around the same time. Were on some of the same television shows, particularly Steve Allen, who was a jazz pianist himself, and so became a supporter of Phineas Jr. and showcased Phineas Jr. a number of times during those early years of his career. But you had these fascinating parallels between them. Nobody in that time realized that they had started in the exact same place, that the king of rock and roll and the phenom of jazz were both rooted, not just rooted in Memphis blues in, a cosmic sense, in a very straight, very real sense. They played in the same club, they had the same musicians around them. They had